At least 31 migrants have drowned after their boat capsized as they tried to cross the English Channel from France. A search operation is continuing near Calais. The French Interior Minister says 5 women and 1 little girl are among the dead. He says French police have arrested 4 people suspected of being linked to the incident. 3 white men have been found guilty of murdering a black man, Ahmaud Arbery, who was jogging near his home in the US state of Georgia last year. The trio had claimed they were defending themselves while trying to make a citizen's arrest. Ethiopia's Prime Minister is reported to have travelled to the front line of the conflict with rebel forces to direct the war effort himself, he says. 2 of the country's Olympic heroes say they're ready to sign up to join government forces.
The United States has invited Taiwan to its first democracy summit next month. China, which has not been invited, opposes the move. The U.S. government on Tuesday made public a list of about 110 countries and regions that will join the Summit for Democracy to be held online on December 9th and 10th. Washington says the 3 key themes of the meeting are defending against authoritarianism, addressing and fighting corruption, and promoting respect for human rights. Japan, European countries, and other democracies have also been invited. In addition to China, the U.S. has also excluded Russia. It views both as authoritarian states. The administration of U.S. President Joe Biden said relations with China are a battle between democracy and autocracy. Observers say the U.S. wants to counter China by strengthening cooperation with its allies and friendly nations that value democracy. China reacted sharply.
China firmly opposes any official interaction between the U.S. and Taiwan. China urges the U.S. to honor the One China principle when addressing issues related to Taiwan.
The head of France's military in the Asia-Pacific has affirmed his country's intention to strengthen security cooperation with Japan and the United States. This footage shows a French military patrol earlier this month off the Korean peninsula. French forces were trying to spot illicit activities by North Korea, including ship-to-ship cargo transfers in violation of UN resolutions. Last month, the French military sent patrol aircraft to Japan's southern prefecture of Okinawa as part of its surveillance mission. Rear Admiral Jean-Mathieu Rey commands the French forces in the region.
We will continue our commitments in the fight against nuclear proliferation, as we have been doing for several years. In addition, we are ready to increase our cooperation with the Japanese armed forces.
He said France's priority is defending its own interests along with freedom of movement in partnership with allies. This comes as China steps up its maritime activities. Cray said France will continue to act as a balancing power. China is ramping up a crackdown on the showbiz industry. The country's internet regulator says it'll tighten restrictions on how celebrity information is disseminated online. The authorities said on Tuesday that the internet has become more entertainment-oriented and that vulgar content has been posted online in recent years. Officials say the current chaotic fan culture is negatively affecting mainstream values. The regulator announced a ban on what it calls abnormal aesthetics and distorted values, such as ostentatious wealth and money worship, as well as the spreading of celebrity scandals. The government earlier cited effeminate men as an example of abnormal aesthetics, apparently taking issue with the popularity of feminine-looking male idols. When Canadian Chinese pop star Chris Wu was arrested in July on suspicion of sexual assault, most of his fans' accounts, along with Wu's, were shut down after they came to his defense on social media. Beijing has been cracking down on the entertainment industry. China's tax authorities announced in August they had charged a popular actor with tax evasion and ordered her to pay a total of more than $46 million, which includes a fine. The Japanese Defense Ministry says a canteen fell from a U.S. Osprey aircraft over a residential area of Okinawa. Officials say the stainless steel canteen landed on the premises of someone's home on Tuesday in the city of Ginowan. No injuries have been reported. Police say the canteen is about 20 centimeters long and 17 centimeters wide. They say it was crushed. The Osprey tilt-rotor aircraft is based at the U.S. Marine Corps Futenma Air Station, located in a densely populated area.
It's quite frightening. It would have been terrible if my grandchild had been around.
The U.S. Marine Corps says it takes all aviation-related events seriously. It says it'll conduct a thorough review to determine what caused the incident. Pumice stones spewed from an undersea volcano are vexing communities and businesses along Japan's Pacific coast. As many puzzle over how to dispose of them, a team of researchers has come up with an idea that could pave the way for utilizing the nuisance rocks. Massive amounts of pumice stones have been washing ashore in the country's southwest since last month. They've caused damage to fishery operations and marine transportation. Some of the stones have been drifting northward. Officials have spotted them along the coastline of the greater Tokyo area. This cleanup volunteer in Chiba says his team spotted the stones for the first time on Wednesday.
I didn't expect them to come here, but they've arrived.
In addition to the cleanup, how to dispose of the pumice is posing a major challenge. But researchers have now succeeded in an experiment that could make use of it. They put the stones in a solution of sodium hydroxide. They sealed the container and heated it to a maximum of 100 degrees Celsius. These are microscopic images of the stones before and after the treatment. The surfaces of the heated stones are coated with many particles. They're crystallized zeolite. Zeolite can absorb substances as small as molecules. The researchers hope that pumice stones coated with crystallized zeolite can be used to clean water.
The processed stones could be used to treat radioactive water from nuclear power plants as well as red tides. It would be great if our research could be used for new purposes.
Ono said his team will further analyze the data in an effort to put the method to practical use. The Thai capital of Bangkok is known for its amazing street food served up at colorful stalls and busy roadside restaurants. But the pandemic hit them hard, forcing an estimated 10% of the nation's eateries to close down. NHK World's Kambodi Namjit caught up with a street chef striving to keep one of Thailand's best-loved dishes on the menu.
Boiled rice noodles, crispy pork belly, and eggs, all in a delicious peppery soup. Kway chap has long been a hit with Thailand's street food fans. This food stall in downtown Bangkok has been serving the dish for decades. At less than $2 a bowl, it was given a bib gourmand by the Michelin Guide from 2018 to 2021. The owner, Adunvit Tangsapmani, lost his father to COVID in July. Still in mourning, he felt he simply had to keep the business going.
COVID takes away our loved ones without a chance to say goodbye. But I couldn't afford to stay sad. I had to reopen the restaurant for my family and employees.
Adunvit's business was not the only one to suffer. Several other owners of popular food stalls and restaurants in the country died during the pandemic. He worried that customers might stay away now that his father was no longer behind the pans. But the popular soup they had created together gave him confidence. Plentiful white pepper balances the powerful meaty aroma to give the soup its first-rate flavor.
Our soup uses plenty of pepper. I'm proud of it. My father is gone, but the taste is still the same as when we used to make it together.
At the end of October, the government lifted the nighttime curfew in Bangkok after 3.5 months. Regular customers are gradually returning to fill up on Kway Chap.
I always drop by when I'm in the area. It's the same great taste.
I want to say to my dad, don't worry about your food stall. It's being looked after. As his successor, I'll be taking care of it for the rest of my life.
It will take time for the previous energy to return to the stall, but Adunvit wants as many people as possible to enjoy the Kway Chap and remember his father. Kanbodi Ngamjit, NHK World, Bangkok.
Unusually heavy rainfall hit Egypt last week and this week, leading to serious flooding problems. Our meteorologist Saiko Mori has a look at the situation in World Weather.
Hello there. Egypt is one of the driest countries in the world. Its average annual rainfall is about 20 millimeters. In comparison, Japan's national rainfall is 1,700 millimeters a year. A rare heavy rainstorm hit parts of Egypt last week. Another heavy rainstorm hit the country this week. Take a look at this aftermath. Strong thunderstorms brought heavy rain into Alexandria, Egypt for the second day on Monday. The intense precipitation caused a disruption to traffic because of the high water levels. Officials suspended school Tuesday so that repairs could be made to the sewage systems that were flooded. Thankfully, rain is not going to be anticipated for the rest of the week. Drier conditions expected for much of the country. Cairo could see 26 on Thursday, but rainy weather in the southern areas of the African continent. 21 degrees is expected in Johannesburg on your Thursday. Record-breaking heavy snow is hitting parts of Hokkaido. Shumari-nai had about 80 centimeters of snowfall in 24 hours, making it the all-time record. Kumagaya saw 2.6 degrees in the morning hours on Wednesday, and that area experienced the first ice and frost of the season. More snow is expected to continue in northern areas. Hokkaido might see an additional 50 centimeters of snowfall into the 24 hours. Temperatures are going to be only 4 in Sapporo with snow in the forecast once again on Thursday. Sendai 13 degrees, Tokyo 19 degrees with sunny weather. Sunny weather can be found in Naha as well with high of 24. Now finally, this is your Thanksgiving feast forecast. Rain is in the forecast in Turkey, Ohio on Thursday. Pie and ham will see generally dry conditions on Thursday. If you live in Pie, watch out for a sudden drop in temperature on Friday. Only one is expected. That's it for me. Have a nice day.